Hello to you, my cosmic dragon friends. We are back with another pick a card reading, and today we are asking for angel messages specifically. So, which angels are going to come through for you? Could be your guardian angels, could be archangels coming through with messages for you today. So, we have 4 piles to choose from. Pile number 1 has the Angelite crystal. Now, these 4 crystals are actually the ones that I use when I'm doing angelic healing, which is something you can actually order from my website, angelwingsholistics.com. Link is below. So when I'm working for you, I'll be using these 4 crystals. And yes, of course, they've been cleansed. So pile number 2, we have the gorgeous Aqua Aura crystal, which is one of my most recent acquisitions, one of my favourite crystals. I really love that one. Pile number 3, we have Celestite. I had to think then. This is actually blue. I don't know how well you can see. It's not a very particularly polished piece of Celestite. Very, very powerful angelic crystal. And then pile number 4, we have Selenite. Sounds very similar, spelt quite differently and works quite differently as well, connected to the moon. So take a moment, see which of the piles is calling to you. Could be more than one, and timestamps will be in the description below. I'll see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. You chose the first pile with the Angelite crystal, which is a very soft blue, resonates with throat chakra, helps you speak your truth. It's a very powerful crystal for the new age, for enlightenment, according to the crystal Bible that I have here. Thank you, Judy Hall. Very, very interesting stone. She suggests that it can unblock meridians and energetic pathways as well if you're having any issues with energy blockings. Yeah, it's very powerful what it can do. It's a very powerful stone that helps with compassion, transmuting pain, any kind of spiritual work that you're doing, like communicating with angels, astrology, out of body experiences. Very, very powerful for helping you to connect with those higher realms. And it's actually the reason, it's one of the crystals that I use when I'm connecting to the angelic realms, when I'm doing my angel healings. So let's have a look and see what your first 2 cards are. Brilliant idea, Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So there's something very exciting coming in for you here if it hasn't already. And prosperity. Oh, wow, pile 1. Are you about to make a lot of money? Are you about to go on Dragon's Den? For my American audience, that's what we call Shark Tank. I prefer Dragon's Den, the name. I don't watch the show. Right, Archangel Ariel. So your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Wow, that's a nice message. We're going to start out with a little spritz of angel wing spray, which is a blend of different crystal essences that Jenny Powell kindly put together for me. That's Jenny of Crystal Balance. You've probably seen her sprays on this channel before. I use them a lot. This is actually a blend of her sprays that I've been using for a while, and so she put them all together for me to use. So we'll have a little spritz of this. This is a very high vibrational blend. I mean, to be honest, all her sprays are amazing. We've also got some Cosmic Dragon here. We're going to have a little spritz of Cosmic Dragon. That smells divine. Let's put those over there, out of the way. So where we're going to start, I feel like we're going to start with the Angels of Abundance, because we seem to be going in the direction of prosperity and money. So I think we should stay on that theme and see what messages the angels have for you. So clearly they want to talk about money. Now this could be work or business. It could be inheritance, of course, but it seems like you are the one who is manifesting this good fortune, this prosperity. I love the horn of plenty that Archangel Ariel is holding here. Absolutely gorgeous. And her beautiful green dress suggests to me as well that it is very much a heart-centered idea. Whatever it is that you're doing or will be doing, maybe the idea hasn't hit you yet. There's something that's very heart-centered and that will help you to help and uplift other people as you work for your own good as well. And it's absolutely beautiful. There's like little stars and pearls and jewels falling out of the bottom of the horn of plenty. Absolutely gorgeous. Then we have Archangel Uriel here on his winged steed with a lightning bolt. So this is an idea or some sort of opportunity that might come out of the blue, seemingly out of nowhere, but it will be a divinely guided opportunity. Words of abundance. Face your financial fears. and release resentments about money. So yeah, you could be struggling financially at the moment, or you might be in a little bit of a predicament. Or maybe you just have fear. I mean, there are a lot of people who have a lot of money who are terrified of losing it. You know, you don't necessarily lose that anxiety around money if you've had it for a long time, just because you've got more of it. That doesn't necessarily follow, does it? So I think it's important to get into perspective and try and remember that money is just an energy of exchange. That's literally all it is. It just represents an energy of exchange. So it's okay for it to come and go. It's supposed to. It's supposed to come in and out of our life, just like oxygen, you know, just like air comes in and out of our lungs. You know, we take what we need and we expel what we don't, you know, the waste product. And I think it's important to remember that it is all cyclical. So we don't have to just hoard it and hold on to as much as possible. It is there to be spent, to be enjoyed, to be invested sometimes. You know, I'm not saying spend all your money. I would never say that. You know that. So let's take a look. Face your financial fears. Yeah, don't be controlled by a fear of money or a fear of losing all of your money, or perhaps even a fear of losing status if you don't have as much money as the next person. I do meet people in various lines of work who actually, compared to me, have a heck of a lot of money, but they feel poor compared to their relations or their friends. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah, I think sometimes we can really lose sight of what's real, lose sight of what's relevant and what's important in life as well. At the end of the day, money is just that. You know, yes, it's useful to have and you can buy stuff with it, but it's not the be all and end all, and it doesn't make you inherently a good or a bad person. Okay, it's just one energy of exchange. So yes, there's a reminder here that when you talk about your abundance, your prosperity, your work, to try to use positive language about abundance. So rather than saying, oh, it's all right for some, you know, oh, I'll never have that much money, or they've got more than I could ever have. Don't say things like that. Don't speak it into existence. Try and speak into existence things that you actually want to be true. So don't speak aloud that which you don't want to be true. Very important. And a reminder with your manifesting as well to speak things aloud. If you have a manifesting list or a vision board or something like that, remember to verbalize it every so often. Speak things out loud. Say, start with the words I am, because that's very, very powerful for manifesting. I am rich. I am prosperous. I am happy. I am fulfilled. You know, you can use all of those statements. But when you use ones about money in particular, be very, very aware of what you're saying about it. Because if you talk about, oh, I hate money, you know, don't like money, don't like people who have lots of money, well, money's not going to come to you then. It's going to avoid you. Okay. Release resentments about money. Yeah, so they could literally, there could literally be some old traumas or fears holding you back from where you want to be or where you could be financially, or just to do with prosperity. It doesn't just have to be money. It could be property. It could be other kinds of wealth, you know. Can also be for your health as well, and your happiness. If we're rejecting things that are given to us, if we're not sure how to receive, if we're not good receivers, and a lot of people aren't. And this is the irony, because most of us think we're great at receiving. Oh, if somebody offered me £1 million, of course I'd take it. Would you though? Think about it carefully, because you might not. You genuinely might not. You know, I have trouble taking a tenner off someone if they offered, oh no, I couldn't possibly take that. Oh, it would have to be from someone who had lots of money and could afford to spare it. No, that's not how this works. When you're offered something, you have to learn how to say yes and say thank you, rather than, oh, I'm not sure, and try and put conditions on it. Oh, well, I'll only accept it if it comes through this means. I'll only accept it if I've worked for it. I'll only accept it if I feel I deserve it. And that's the problem. That can be such a blockage to so many things that want to come to us, that we want to manifest, but we don't realise we're the one who's ultimately stopping it from arriving. And that leads me on to mention, if you need any help with manifesting, you can, of course, get a copy of my book on Amazon. That's not me, by the way. It's called Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works, and it's linked in the description below. You can buy it, the paperback or the Kindle version, on Amazon. There's also a PDF copy on my website that you can purchase if you don't like Amazon, or if you can't get it in your area, your region. So let's see what other messages the angels have for us. We started on a very, very interesting theme today. They started talking about money, and I think that's probably very valid, because that is a big concern for a lot of us. There are a lot of issues in the world today caused by money or lack thereof, and that seems to have been a theme of the kind of harsh patriarchal societies we've been dealing with for a long time now. So it's not surprising that there's a lot of trauma in the collective when it comes to money, when it comes to having enough. I'm going to leave these two here because they're dictating our theme today. Should we take these? Yes. Okay, so we've got the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine. Haven't cracked this one out for a while. So, okay, a little shuffle and see what other messages we have for you today, my pile ones. Let's see what your angels would like to tell you. Page of Earth. The Hermit. Knight of Water. Wise Counselor on 5. And the Three of Water. Interesting. Okay. Now this is interesting because with the Page of Earth, or the Page of Pentacles as it would be in a more traditional deck, this is about study. It's about learning something new, but it's also about money, your future, perhaps your career, or just learning how to manage your money better, how to make more of it. It could be about business or work. And with the Hermit energy coming in here as well, it's about achieving mastery as well here, I feel. Maybe you have somebody stepping in to help you, to mentor you, or to help you start a business, grow a business, or even a mentor at work, for example, who is helping you to achieve more as time goes on. Somebody who believes in your ideas, and that feels important. That feels like a key point for everyone. There is someone who believes in your ideas and will support you. This very loving energy comes from this person as well. So it could be a romantic partner who believes in you. It doesn't have to be male. Could be female, of course. Yeah, but there is an emotional element here in this whole message, and I think that's important. I was saying about it being a very heart-centered idea. You know, maybe you want to be a healer, maybe you want to be a holistic therapist, you know, like me. Maybe you want to help people. There's definitely an element of you needing to help people on some level. I feel that that's part of your path here, and I think you would never do any kind of work that would harm others. I think that would be very repellent to you, and you would probably find yourself stepping away from it quite quickly. If you did find yourself in a role where you realised you were doing harm, you probably have to leave quite fast. And maybe that's what you have had to do recently. Maybe you've been in an industry that started to disgust you and you had to get away from it, and you need to find something new and different to do. So, okay, next we have Wise Counselor. Again, this would be the High Priest, the Hierophant in a traditional deck. This is lovely, but here it's this gorgeous angel with all these interesting symbols, mystical symbols on her cloak here. But it's the cloak of wisdom that she's wearing here in this gorgeous purple colour, connecting to the crown chakra, connecting you to your higher self. So there's a reminder here to also listen to your higher self, to your soul, to those nudges, those messages from your spirit guides that will come through to you when it comes to work, when it comes to business, when it comes to your livelihood, whatever that looks like for you. And this could be connected to volunteering. You know, you don't have to be making money from what you're doing. You know, you might be retired and wanting to volunteer and help others. And with the Three of Water, I mean, that is nice because it is about community. It's also about getting together, having fun, parties sometimes. It feels like there needs to be an element of enjoyment in your work. You are someone that has to enjoy your work, or it will just start to wear you down. Okay, I want to say, and you might have been doing work that you really haven't enjoyed for a long time. Okay, so this could be your moment. This could be the nudge to say, maybe it's time to look for this bright idea, whatever it is. Maybe there's already someone trying to show you the way, saying, how about you do this with me, or come and work for me, or come into this industry, make that change, that shift, that pivot. It feels like it's definitely time for a change, and there's a lot of support here for you as well to do that, coming from both the angelic realms and I think from the human realm as well. There are people who genuinely want to help you, want to support you. And the Knight of Water suggests there could be a romantic connection here as well. Now, I said this could be somebody supporting you that you're already involved with, for example, or there could be somebody that you're going to meet through your actual work, through this business, this endeavor, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, or maybe you're already doing it. It seems like there's someone who wants to help, but they want to do more than just help. they want to be a bigger part of your life. Maybe they genuinely want to step in, as a leader in your life, maybe someone to lift you higher, to lift you up. But I feel like they might want more than just a business association. So that's something to be aware of. That's not a bad thing, because it's nice. It's a Knight of Water. That's lovely. But it brings in an interesting additional dimension for some of us. So that will be interesting to see. Okay. So let's get some more angel cards. We're going to get the Healing with the Angel Oracle cards out now. Right. Here's a quick shuffle. See what they have to say, what extra messages, what additional insights they've got for us. Focus. Well, yeah, if you're going to do something, you have to focus on it, and you have to pick one thing and do that one thing, or it won't work. Trust. Yes, very important. Ideas and inspiration. You see, there's a lot of ideas. What's this one? That one's called Brilliant Idea. Ideas and inspiration. You are a powerhouse of ideas right now. Whether you've taken action on any of them yet, there's a reminder here that your ideas are powerful, they are valid, they are interesting, they are worth exploring, and they can be taken further with help from the universe. Spiritual growth. Yeah. And one more. Dreams. Okay, so please do pay attention to your dreams at this time. There could be some powerful messages coming through from the other side, from your angels, from your spirit guides right now, coming through your dreams, also from your subconscious. It may be trying to tell you, get out of this industry, get out of this job, go and find something different. Maybe it's inspiring you to do something new. But regardless, I feel whatever shifts and changes are happening, they are connected to your personal spiritual growth with the spiritual growth card there. So I'm not going to say whether one precipitates the other, but they are connected. It's not a case of change jobs and, you'll grow spiritually. That's not necessarily how it works. Or spiritual growth makes you change jobs. Well, it definitely can do. Not going to lie, it definitely can. That can be a thing. But it is part of your path as you grow and expand on a spiritual level. Your desires, your needs, your wants are going to be different. And a card's just fallen on the floor, so I'm going to retrieve it. Because when one jumps out, it's always a message. Playfulness, yes. Maybe has that been missing from your life? Has that been missing from your work life? Have you been around people who are boring, who are too sullen? Believe me, I've been in those situations. I've worked at places where you could have a real laugh with your colleagues. You could have fun. You'd lift each other up, and you'd be very playful. Particularly in the more stressful jobs I've done, we had that dynamic with a lot of people. And then I've worked in other places where they're so dry. You'd think their face would crack if they smiled, trying to make them not be miserable all day. It's just hard work. You're there with your colleagues going, please stop ignoring me. I just want to say hi to someone. You feel like you're being ignored in the office, or they're just so miserable that they just won't play. They won't play. I can't be around people who won't play with me. If you know me, you will know that. I am the queen of dicking about, but I'm also very good at my work when I do it, but it's necessary to have that balance. You have to have that gentle, happy energy. And if I have to work somewhere that's too sullen, that takes itself too seriously, or is just miserable, and they've lost that childlike wonder in the world, I'm going to struggle to work with those people. And that might be the case for you as well. Or maybe you've lost that playfulness and you'd like to get it back. Maybe you're the one struggling in the workplace of being too serious, being too studious about everything. And that can really drag you down. And I think I do think there's a real message here to change something about the way you work, about how you earn money, and to make it work more for you, and to know and trust that, yes, you can succeed and you can have new and radical ideas and actually take them somewhere and live the life of your dreams. So let's just add one more. Friendship. Yes, friendships are important too. our job might pay our bills or our business might pay our bills, but it's not going to be there when you're on your deathbed. It's not going to ring you up when you're sick and offer to come around and make you dinner. You know, that's what friends are for. That's what our human connections are for, and that's very, very important. And yes, we can become friends with the people that we work with. So again, moving on from the playfulness card, are you lacking that friendship, that camaraderie that you need in the workplace? Perhaps maybe that might be missing for you. Maybe that's something to look at or something to look into. Okay, so we're going to finish off with some guardian angel cards now, if I can get them out from under the pile of other cards. Here we go. Lovely messages here. Just a few last messages. Right. These are quite hard to shuffle because they're heart-shaped. It makes it quite tricky. Ooh. Try not to hit the stand that my phone's on. Okay. Let's take these three. Okay. If I can pick it up. Blessings. Love, light and blessings. Through this card, you're being showered with angelic light. Accept the blessings about to come your way and know that you deserve to be and have all your heart's desires. Prosperity. You are being lovingly guided along a golden path. Doesn't that look like a golden path? A magical journey through which you shall discover your true essence, the infinite and eternal you. Congratulations. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Okay, next one. Balance. Yes, I like how this one shows up in the middle. Difference is necessary part of human evolution, and everything in life is comprised of opposites, which together make life whole. If you light a candle in a room already flooded with light, the light of your candle would be indistinguishable from the light which already exists. Because of darkness, we are able to perceive light. Both are necessary. Yes, they are. And finally, encouragement. Your love is invaluable to the earth and to those around you. Even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others, trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought or word, you plant a seed of love. And love always generates more love. Trust and continue your loving work. Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Pile 1. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope some of those messages resonated for you. Do, of course, feel free to watch another pile. There's piles 2, 3 and 4. You can also have a look at. There could be messages for you in one of those or more than one of those if you're drawn to any or all of them. Please do remember to like, comment and subscribe for me, and I will see you in another video. Until then, please take very, very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 2. You picked this pile with the Aqua Aura crystal, which is a very high vibrational and quite a modern crystal as well, because this is a quartz that has been modified in a laboratory, and that doesn't make it any less powerful. If anything, it can make it more powerful. And you guys may know this is a lab created diamond in this ring that I have on my desk as well. And we are only just really now learning how to work with crystals again. We lost that ability, that technology for a long time. And I think it's kind of only slowly but surely coming back to us now as we move into this new age of Aquarius, into the new energy where we get those abilities back finally. Boy, have they been missing. This one in particular is very powerful, connects to the third eye and the throat chakra. And it can stimulate channeling, self-expression, according to our friend Judy's Crystal Bible. Right. Calms the aura, cleanses, releases stress, activates the chakras. I mean, very, very powerful stuff. Frees you from limitation and creates space for something new. So that could be an important message for somebody here. Let's pop our crystal here and take a look at our cards. See what the theme of today's reading is going to be. Gifts from God and overcoming difficulties. Well, that would seem to chime very much with the Aqua Aura crystal. So we have Archangel Sandalphon. We angels bring you gifts from your creator. Open your arms to receive. And that gorgeous, gorgeous magenta colour. And then we have overcoming difficulties with Archangel Jeremiah. The worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Hurrah! Gifts and difficulty being behind you. Well, I don't think we can argue that that's not a good message. That's a fantastic message. Very, very positive themes coming through here. So if you've been struggling, or if you're still going through a period of struggle, that will be over soon. That will be over soon. You will get through whatever you're going through at the moment. And there will be many gifts. And there probably have been gifts to get you through this difficult period at this time as well. There's a lot of support here from the angelic realms and from the divine as well. You know, regardless of what you call God or goddess, really doesn't matter. All comes from the same energy source at the end of the day, but there's a huge amount of support and acknowledgement for the struggles that you're dealing with at the moment, even if you don't want to make a fuss about them, even if you try and do it quietly. It hasn't gone unnoticed. And I think if you've been asking for help, the help is here. If you've been asking for support, the support is coming, if it hasn't already. And I'd just like to acknowledge that for you. Whatever you're doing, you're not doing it alone. Okay. Right, where should we go? Actually, I want to get a couple of these little angel cards out here. Don't use these very often. Sometimes I put them on my desk, then I completely forget about them, and I don't pull them. But we will get some today. I want to see what we've got for you. Celebration and family. Ah, interesting. So there could be a celebration with gifts specifically. Maybe it's a birthday or a wedding, Christmas. Some sort of achievement with actual gifts coming in, and family, overcoming difficulties. Maybe you have been struggling with issues in your family. Maybe that's something that you're receiving help with, or that you will be able to overcome difficulties. Okay, so let's go to the Healing with the Angels Oracle next, see what other messages your angels have for you, what they would like to add to that, what they'd like to say, what they'd like to reassure you about at the moment. All right. Study. Interesting. We had the theme of studying come up in pile 1, so there could be messages for you in that pile. Serenity. Answered prayer. Yes, this is definitely all going along with this theme of overcoming something difficult. Focus. Surrender and release. Okay, what is it you need to let go of? Is it an old grudge? Is it the need to be right? Is it some old anger that just isn't serving you right now? That's making it difficult for you to heal and move forwards. So with the surrender and release card, it always asks us to take a very careful look in the mirror. And I'm not asking you to be unkind to yourself or harsh, but to be honest. If we can look at ourselves authentically and think, yeah, actually, maybe I need to change that. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm the drama. Am I the drama? You know who you are. Okay. Yeah. Maybe it's time to study yourself. Maybe it is time to put in the work, looking at yourself, looking at your own healing. Maybe there's some things to learn. Maybe it's time to read some self-help books, get in therapy, work with a counsellor, work with a guide, a coach. Certainly the messages here want to take you to a much easier life. They want to take you to a gentler place. There's a lot of green here on the table with the 3 green cards. It feels like your heart really needs the peace right now. It could really use a break. And I think that's an important theme that your angels would like you to focus on. So when you're making a decision, perhaps if you're not sure what decision to make, ask yourself, what brings me more peace? What brings me closer to peace? What helps to bring me space and serenity and calm? And there could be some issues showing up in your health right now. You know, you may have some stress-related ailments. I mean, who doesn't to an extent? But that could be something that you're struggling with at the moment. It could be your mental health, could be depression, anxiety, could be, you know, cardiac-related issues, could be skin-related issues. There are many, many different ways that stress can manifest in the body. And of course, you should still see a doctor. But if the doctor says, well, actually, this is probably caused by stress, then there's your answer. There's something to look at there. There's something to change, something to do differently. And I feel like you have been asking for help. And I did say that before, didn't I? And it hasn't gone unanswered. It hasn't gone unnoticed. Your angels are there to help you overcome the difficulties. That's what they want. They want to help you achieve that. And they would like to help you focus on that as an important part of your life right now. But there are going to be things that you need to let go. Maybe you need to let go of certain friendships, certain expectations, relationships, a job, a business, a house, an idea, a plan, a grudge. So I'll leave you to think about that and consider what that could mean for you, because obviously it's going to be different for everyone. This is a group reading. Yes. It does feel very much with the study card and the surrender and release. It feels like a time of introspection for you. And I'm actually filming this during Mercury retrograde, which is a great time for introspection, for looking within, for looking back, for reconsidering, rethinking things. Very, very good time to do all of those things. Not a great time to expect your printer to work, but you know, we have to deal with these things. There's a time for everything. Power. Yes, that's what gives you back your power. Meditation. Your power comes from your peace and your ability to feel calm. Maybe you felt a little bit out of control of late. Maybe you felt like you weren't in your greatest power. You weren't expressing the highest examples of what you're capable of. Maybe you felt that you weren't achieving as much as you could have done. Maybe you felt like you just didn't have the oomph to show everyone who you really are. And I feel like your angels would like to guide you back into your power, guide you back into your strength, but coming from a place of calm and serenity, coming from soul, coming from spirit, coming from higher self. And there is a little nudge to actually meditate here. So if you haven't been meditating and you think you should, you probably should. Okay. I feel many answers could come to you in meditation as well. Or maybe you have been meditating, you have been getting your answers through meditation, in which case that's just a bit of confirmation for you. Remember, everyone's different. Take the messages as they make sense for you. But there is power in silence. And if you've noticed, I've left a lot of silences in this reading so far. There have been lots of pauses. And normally I talk super fast. If you've been following me for any time, the energy comes through me, tumbling through me so fast, like a waterfall. I tend to talk fast when I'm channeling this kind of energy, but the energy for you is going really slow, gentle, calm, meditative, taking its time. There's no need to rush. Everything will happen in divine timing. There is no need to rush. I'm going to get a sensor shell for this card. There we go. To cover up our little cherub of self-acceptance. I don't like covering up the cherub because obviously the point is self-acceptance. We accept ourselves as we are naked, but YouTube disagrees with me on that one. So the sensor shell is in place. Okay. That, in case you were wondering, that's why I have shells dotted about here. I don't use crystals for that. I use shells. And we call them sensor shells on this channel. And for, oh my goodness, we have boobs. Right, I've got the perfect grip ones for this. There we go. Oops. Give her a shell bra. There we go. You can't see her boobs. Freedom. Some other kind of naked looking cherubs. Let's just cover some of that up. There we go. All right, freedom. Freedom. What does that mean to you? What's been holding you back? Where do you feel restricted? Where do you feel that you're lacking power to do what you want? And this isn't about lacking ability. This is about feeling constrained, restrained. But it might be your own beliefs holding you back. It might be a grudge. It might be outdated ideas that just don't mean anything anymore. It does feel kind of like a time of spiritual evolution for you. I don't want to say revolution, because revolution just takes us back to where we started. This is evolution right now. This is growth. This is the call to growth, the call to spiritual growth. And I got a book just come in my mind, which I'm going to see if it's behind me somewhere. Where is that? I might have put it in the others. I'm very drawn to this book for you, Women Who Run with the Wolves. Clarissa Pinkola Estes, PhD. Very powerful stories in this book. As you can see, I still haven't finished it, and there's a reason for that. Because every time I read a chapter, it's like I've had 10 therapy sessions and I need to go and digest it, and I need to process it, and I need to work through things. So at some point I will go back and I will read the next bit as and when I need to. It's not a book that I felt I could read cover to cover and just read for the sake of reading. It was way deeper than that. Carries a lot of weight, carries a lot of change within those pages. If you really let them sink in, let them hit you, as I believe they were intended. Oh, I have another book coming to mind as well. More book recommendations. I'm really the spiritual librarian today, which I love, by the way. That is my favourite role. Very drawn to this one for you as well, if this one resonates, A Course in Miracles. Okay. Written by I believe my namesake. What's her name? Helen? What's her name? I mean, again, it's a channeled work. And I found it very powerful, and I still do. And I dip into it as and when I feel the need. Very, very beautiful words. Very beautiful messages in there. So if either of those books resonates for you, those are some spiritual suggestions from your angelic librarian today. Quite love to be an angelic librarian. That would be so cool. Anyway, I digress. Let's pop these away. Pop these away, and we're going to move on. I have some Angel Tarot cards here we're going to have a little look at. I'm going to leave these two out here because that's our theme. What have I done? Oh look, I've got half this way up and half that way up. Isn't that interesting? Maybe you're not seeing things the right way up. Maybe you're seeing certain things topsy-turvy and you're not seeing the full picture. Maybe some things you've got upside down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. These ones. So this is the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine. Let's see what gorgeous angelic messages we have for you. My lovely pile twos. Transformation, how exciting. The Ten of Water. Oh wow, transformation towards better things. And the Queen of Air. Yeah, she knows what she wants. She knows how to get it as well. Page of Earth. That's Page of Earth second time out today. So there's another connection back to pile one. If that resonates, it could be worth having a look. And I want one more. I want the King of Earth as well, who I'm going to put there for a second. What are you holding yourself back from? And this is what I was talking about, how we hold ourselves back, and we all do it to a greater or lesser degree in various different parts of our lives. We hold ourselves back through fear, through prejudgment, through prejudice, through ignorance, through fear, you know, through sometimes through stupidity, but that can be self-sabotage as well. Where are you sabotaging yourself? Where are you holding yourself back where you don't need to right now? Or maybe Maybe it's something that you could do and you just need to study or learn something new to move in that direction. But it feels like there's a lot of fear to actually get there. And you'll notice I'm reading backwards today. Normally I read left to right. And for some reason we're going right to left. So maybe you're left-handed. Maybe you're from a country where you actually write right to left, like Japan. Please don't ask me the other ones because I don't know, but you'll know. Maybe you write from bottom to top, left to right, right to left. Could be a connection to those countries for you as well. Maybe you just need to learn something. Maybe you need to brush up on something. Or maybe you already know it, but you don't trust what you know. Maybe you want to go and live and work in Japan and you're scared because you think, oh, I'm not good enough at this, I'm not good enough at that. Well, nobody starts out as good enough at anything. We all start out crap. Everything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. Because you will always do it badly to start with, and that's okay. So there could be some perfectionism that you're fighting against. That could be what's holding you back. Your barrier could be your own perfectionism and your own idea of what you should be able to do, your own judgment of yourself, your own harsh judgment of yourself, which could come from your family's story, from society. But it's not true. None of it is. You are capable, you are worthy. I'm learning various different art techniques at the moment, and please believe me when I say I'm so bad at all of them. And that's been a challenge for me to keep going, even though I'm really bad. And I've learned to tell people I'm going through the really bad phase at the moment. I'm going through the really crap phase at the moment. And for someone as perfectionist as me, that's hard. That's hard to look at my artwork and think, oh, that's awful. What was I doing? What was I thinking? But each time you get a little bit better. Each time you get a little bit better. Until you do know all the things. And you land at the Queen of Air and you're very accomplished. And very knowledgeable, skilled. Very wise. You've been there, done that. And that takes time. You don't just pop out of the womb and wow, you're a magic, artist or musician. Okay, and some of us had those expectations placed on us. Unfairly, I might add. My mother never forgave me for not being the next Mozart. That's not really fair. Don't know how I was supposed to achieve that, but there are people in our lives who place unrealistic and unfair expectations on us, and we carry that into adulthood. Or we meet them in adulthood and they're just unreasonable people, probably with their own trauma. But there is this potential for growth. And I love we've got a big tree up there. It's like we go upwards to the tree. We grow into the big tree. We grow into this gorgeous... What kind of tree is that? I'm trying to see the leaves, if I can discern if it's intended to be an actual type of tree or just a general tree. I'm very drawn to oak here. It doesn't look like oak leaves particularly, but I am drawn to the oak tree, the symbol of the oak tree, and how it starts as a tiny, tiny little acorn. Do you think the acorn was concerned and thinking, oh, I'm really small, I'm never going to make a big tree like that? No, of course not. Do you think the sapling thought, well, I'm not good enough because I'm only tiny. I need to be a big tree, and I didn't become a big tree within 10 minutes, therefore I failed. I'll just die. No, they don't do that. That's not how trees operate. Trees carry that wisdom. They know that growth takes time and strength. Strength builds over time. With the 10 of water, there is this desire for such great happiness. There is this deep emotional desire here for the contentment, for the joy, for everything that you deserve as well. Everything that you've been working and striving for and perhaps may not have achieved or may have achieved in some ways and not in others, but you're still waiting, still searching, still growing. Maybe you have a life that looks picture perfect from the outside, but actually it's not. What needs to change? There is a promise of change here if you're brave enough to take it. If you're brave enough to follow the angel. Follow her away from the tower before it falls. Because time's running out. Change is needed and change is necessary. And I feel big change is coming in your life, if it hasn't already. And it will throw a lot of things into question. I feel there will be a reckoning. If someone's been mistreating you, they may need to answer for that. If you've been mistreating yourself, you may need to answer for that. So it's a time of great spiritual growth and progress here. This is some big themes here for you by part twos. So let's get out some guardian angel cards, get some messages just to finish off, find out what else your guides would like to tell you, what are the messages they have for you. And as I pulled the intuition card, I had to pause the video to cough. Just got a real tickle in my throat. It feels like there's a real chakra blockage around the throat for you potentially. So you could be struggling to communicate or struggling with not being heard. Trust your intuition and know what seems logical may not necessarily be right. There we go. The answer to your question lies inside your heart. Endless possibilities exist for you. Stop trying to work it all out and feel your way through. We, your angels, will guide you. Trust your feelings. What feels right is right. Oh, isn't that interesting? Okay. Time to work from your higher chakras now, from your higher wisdom, and not just from your programming. We all have it. That's societal programming. You've got to do this, you've got to do that. Maybe that's all wrong. Maybe that's been leading you in the wrong direction your whole life, and it's time to try something new. Okay, my partus, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope some of those messages resonated. Please do remember to like, drop me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you again very soon. Remember, you can also watch another pile or 2 or 3 from this reading if another one resonates. And I will see you very soon. In the meantime, please take very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello to you, my pile 3s. You've picked the pile with the Celestite crystal. So according to the Crystal Bible, this is a high vibrational stone and it's a teacher for the new age. So it's here to bring you messages and guidance from the higher realms. So imbued with divine energy. Wow. Takes you into the infinite peace of the spiritual and contacts the angelic realms. Fantastic. That is one of the reasons I do actually use it for my angelic healing sessions when I am working. This is one of my working crystals that's come out to play today. If you wanted to book an angelic healing session with me, you can do that. They are available via Zoom worldwide. That's a link in the description below to my website. So, wow. Attracts good fortune. Very powerful. Heals the aura, reveals truth. This is kind of a stone that does it all. Calms fiery emotions. Wow. It's a creative stone, good for the arts. Connects with the third eye as well. Helps to connect us to universal energies. So wow, that's a powerful stone. And I know this one doesn't look much because it's kind of a rough piece. It's not even particularly polished or anything, but don't underestimate it. And that could be a message for you as well. Maybe people underestimate you. They don't realise just who they're dealing with. Well, maybe that's about to change. Let's take a look at your cards. We have chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. Career transition. Interesting. I'm getting a lot of career messages today, and I haven't been asking about career. I was literally just asking for angel messages for everyone, and yet the first 2 piles have also had kind of a bit of a slant in that direction, shall we say. So this is interesting, because the pick a card that we did before this was not what's next at work. And if you haven't watched that one, I will try and remember to link it above for you. So hopefully that should be appearing here. This is very interesting. Career transition. Archangel Shamuel, your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that you work as society kind of describes it. You don't have to have a career or job as such. You might be someone who volunteers, or your career may be entirely just helping people and helping other people in your life right now. But certainly there's a big transition coming. There's a big change coming. Archangel Metatron coming in. Wow. Metatron's a very interesting angel to me, because you could argue this is an angel, but you could also argue that this is an ascended master energy as well with Metatron. And we have the energy of Metatron's cube. You can see half of it there, which is a geometric shape, which I've studied a little bit in my numerology course. In numerology, we don't always look at numbers, we look at shapes as well. We look at many different aspects of numerology, and esoteric numerology in my case. Sacred geometric shapes, so that's very, very interesting. Are there certain shapes that keep showing up in your life? You know, it could be you see triangles or circles or hexagrams or, you know, pentagrams. Maybe the same specific shapes keep showing up in logos or on images, or even in actual everyday items. Or you may be drawn to study the Platonic solids, to get yourself a set of those little shapes called Platonic solids, to contemplate them and see what journey they take you on, and what meditative journey, what messages they have for you. Maybe they show up in the architecture in the buildings around you. As you guys may know, I'm a building surveyor. Shapes are a big part of my life. I see a lot of them, and I spot a lot of them in buildings as well, which I find fascinating. Particularly the older buildings, which are kind of steeped in meaning, like the religious buildings, the formal buildings, you know, the expensive ones, the palaces, the churches. Go and walk around the City of London. That's quite an eye-opener if you're looking for specific shapes, numerology and geometry. So that's a fun thing to do if you get a chance. Okay, let's get a couple more little angel messages out for you here. What other themes we have? Openness. Have you been shutting yourself off from others? Is that where your chakras need clearing? Resilience. Or, now look how Metatron's arms are wide open and this angel's arms are wide open. There's something here about openness. So maybe maybe your energy's been too open to other people. Maybe you've picked up psychic debris, spiritual debris, and your chakras and your aura, and that's weighing you down. Maybe other people's crap has been weighing you down. If you're particularly empathic, you may have been taking on other people's problems that you're not supposed to. We're not supposed to do that. Maybe it's time to really clear and cleanse your aura, your energy system, your chakras, your meridians, your nadis. Maybe they all need a good clear out, shall we say. And that could be because you've been around very difficult, negative people and situations, and you've just picked up a lot of sludge, psychic sludge, and it's time to get rid of that now so that you can go back to being your open self. You might have even started to feel in recent years that you have to shut yourself off from other people because it's just too much. You're carrying too much for too many people now, and you need to let go of that, slough that all off your aura and your energy so that you can feel light again. And with the resilience card as well, that's interesting. Bouncing back, because you're kind of on a little trampoline here. The little angel's on a trampoline. There's a reminder that you will bounce back. That yes, you can leap forwards, spring forwards into something new and exciting. Even if you're feeling a bit tired, even if you're feeling run down. Because I'm sensing these feelings of exhaustion for some people watching, for some of my pile threes, for... Remember, this is a group reading, so that won't necessarily resonate for everyone, only take the messages that are relevant. But there's a sense of tiredness, of exhaustion, of carrying a heavy load, of resonating with Atlas at the moment. Atlas being the god who carries the world on his back. That's pretty heavy. It's only temporary. You're all right. You're not Atlas. Or maybe you are, but it's probably not. I'm going to guess that Atlas is probably not watching this. Let's see what messages we have. Now I've gone straight in for the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. So we're going to have a look and see what messages your angels have for you, what they would like to talk about today. If they want to expand on when they've started. All right. What messages for my pile 3? 4 of Air. Meditation, recuperation, contemplation. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Taking some time out to think, to regroup, to recuperate. The Star, the Two of Water, the World, and the Knight of Fire. Yeah. I'm liking that very much. Yeah. I do feel like there is this tiredness, this need to take a break, to rest here, to meditate, take a holiday time, just to take some time out, but also to put up these, you see the Four Swords around the edge, to put up kind of like spiritual boundaries so that people can't access you. People maybe who normally have access to you, maybe it's time to start saying no to some people. Maybe it's time to pull your energy back in and pull back on some of your commitments. I mean, they could be commitments that you've just made out of the goodness of your heart, that you've been helping people. Maybe it's time to pull back on that, because I feel like you're spread too thin, doing too much for others. And I think that's quite an important theme here. So there's a reminder to rest, to allow yourself to rest, and to remember what rest looks like. It doesn't look like cleaning. It doesn't look like, oh, well, I'm at home today, so I'm resting because I'm not at work, therefore I should do all this work and laundry and DIY. That's not resting. Okay? That's not resting. I don't know who needs to hear that, but that's not resting. Oh, well, I was just at home with the kids today. I wasn't at work. Yeah, that's not resting either. That's definitely not rest. Okay. So... And I think that will give you the brain space, the clarity to know where you need to go next, but also to reconnect you to your higher aspect of self with the Star here, to help bring in that inspiration, or maybe to allow you to actually do the thing you've wanted to do for a while. Maybe there is something that you've had on your mind that does inspire you, that does call to you, and you just haven't had the energy to even think about doing it. Haven't been able to even consider doing it because it's just been too much. And there could be an actual romantic relationship coming into focus here as well with the Two of Water. Now, this could be the relationship with yourself. It doesn't have to be with another. It could be with a close friend or family member who's very close to you, like a sibling, maybe a twin for some people watching. But there's a need to get your relationships into balance, I think. Yeah, I mean, number twos are all about balance, of course. And we are in some quite deep number two energy right now, being in the second decade of the second millennium. So two energy is kind of front and center right now. It is where we are learning. And I would say the majority of our spiritual lessons are coming from number two energy right now. Understanding extremes, understanding polarity, understanding different opinions and positions that people have, and exploring extremes, which is certainly visible in the wider world right now. That's a very noticeable pattern. But the wisdom of two is learning to come together in the middle. I mean, the divine masculine, divine feminine, they are two extremes. They're completely different. They're the separate ends of the energetic spectrum, if you like. But the wisdom is to know how they can work together and to find their middle ground and to connect in the middle and find the truth. Find what truth genuinely is. So you could be on a mission right now of actually finding some truths. Maybe there are some subjects that you're researching that you want to know more about. You could be a researcher, a scientist. I feel for some people it is spiritual searching. Maybe you're a member of a church or even clergy or something, or former clergy. There's something very powerful here. About searching, understanding the meaning of life coming through quite strongly. I nearly said quite truly, which is weird, but I'm just going to mention that. Sometimes words come through in interesting ways. And you've got the two purple cards here flanking the Two of Waters. There's very spiritual power coming through here. And these are, of course, major arcanas. So we have the world. But for me, it's kind of a greater understanding of the world. Maybe you're studying a philosophy degree, you know. Yeah, this contemplation time that you're being nudged to take, asked to take, where you clear your energy, cleanse your energy, maybe have some spiritual healing, some Reiki, some angelic healing. You know, this is one of the crystals I use in my angelic healing. It's a hard-working crystal. These are working crystals. I don't just have these for pretty. And they're here working for us today as well. They will be working on bringing you healing from the angelic realms. If you wish to accept it, it's there for you. Actually, let's bring in some angel wings spray. This is a blend of sprays from Crystal Balance from Jenny Powell. She makes these. Very high vibrational, very powerful crystal sprays. Absolutely wonderful. Love them. This is a blend that she made of her own sprays that I was using a whole bunch of different ones in a very specific way. So she put them all together for me as a blend. It's a very powerful, high vibrational blend. So that will help to bring wisdom and enlightenment. That's what I've been using it for. Yes, and once we're able to rest, to clear, to cleanse, to take the time out to regroup and to refocus, then we can charge forwards again. We don't have to feel tired. Maybe that's when the change of career comes in, and we feel the resilience build back up again. And you can be resilient and tired and say, right, I can't do any more. And it's not because I'm not resilient, it's because I'm freaking tired. I need a break. I need a holiday. There is this desire to move forwards to something new, but you might not be feeling you have the energy for it quite just yet at this moment. But it will come. It will be coming, even if you were starting to think that it wasn't, and maybe you were starting to think you'd missed out on a change and opportunity. You haven't. It'll all come together in time. But there is this spiritual learning, exploration, I feel, to do, which could be quite fun, quite interesting. Okay, let's bring in some angel cards. This is from Healing with the Angels. Oh. Children. Listening. Nature. Archangel Michael. And manifestation. Ooh. And that one wants to come out too. Focus. I think this one's come out in every single pile so far, the focus card. It's almost like pay attention. We're speaking. We're talking to you. Angels are communicating. Focus on what we're saying. Focus on where you want to go, what you want to manifest. And know that you can achieve it because we're listening. We're paying attention to your prayers. We're always listening to you. We hear everything. Right since childhood, we've heard all of your prayers. We've been here with you. We've been trying to bring you answers and solutions. And for many of my pile threes, you may find that your answers actually become apparent in nature when you go out on a walk in woodland, perhaps. This is a woodland angel here. When you're around flowers, plants, maybe by bodies of water. But the answers are there because it's the outside air, it's the wind, the breeze that blows the cobwebs away, helps you to remember who you are, to remember how to connect with your higher self, with your real self, with your guides, your angels. When we're inside in a very sterile and stuck environment, it's difficult to get into that energy. Sometimes we have to go outside just to reconnect. Sometimes we have to air ourselves out. It's like if you have a pair of shoes and you leave it in a cupboard, under the stairs that's quite cold over winter, you might get it out in the spring that'll be covered in mildew or mould. And you have to wash them and put them out to air. We kind of need to do that with ourselves, pile 3. That's what I'm feeling. Put yourself out to air. Put yourself in the sunshine. Okay. And the message that your angels are always listening. Yes, they're paying attention to you. So there could be messages here connected to your children. And I said about how looking after your children is not rest. And looking after other people's isn't rest either. Okay. But children could play an important part in your life or in your path at the moment. That could be something that you're thinking about at the moment. Something you'd like to have children, perhaps. That could be a theme that's coming up. Maybe that is an important message for you, or maybe that's something that you need help with your children right now, or support with looking after them. Regardless, the angels are listening, so keep asking. Keep asking. For whatever it is you need, ask. Okay, ask the angels. And you don't have to ask in any specific or special way or do like a ceremony. You can literally just say, angels, can you please help me with fill in the blank? That's enough. You don't even have to say it out loud. You can just say it with intention in your head. Just think it. Angels, please, can you help me with this? I'm really struggling. They will help. The help will come fast. And remember to say thank you at the end and just assume that the help is coming. It's like you've put in an order. When you order something in a restaurant, you assume it's going to show up. Okay? So like when the waiter comes over, you say, oh, I'd like the omelette, please. Thank you. That there's no need to not say thank you because you know it's coming. I always say thank you at the end of my order. With angels or waiters, waitresses, waiting staff. I don't know, it's just something that I kind of always do. But I am actually writing my second book at the moment, which is actually about how to ask angels for things and how to work with the angels to get what you want and need. So hopefully that will be coming out at some point soon. So watch this space. Remember to subscribe and keep an eye out for that. So, Archangel Michael, he's the one we haven't looked at yet. He is a powerful protector. He comes in with support, with protection. So it could be that you need protection right now. Maybe you need shielding, and we talked about clearing your energy. So it could be psychic attack. It could be against people who actually wish you harm right now, or who could be dangerous for you. Whether they intend to be or not. Sometimes we have relatives who have mental health problems like schizophrenia. They can be dangerous. People who are disabled can be dangerous. I mean, more mentally disabled here, but, people can harm us. Like, if your parents have dementia, they're not always very nice. They can be violent, and they don't mean to. There could be people around you who do not have your best interests at heart, and you might be getting away from a difficult or abusive relationship, for example. So there's a lot of protection for whatever it is you're going through, Pile 3, or maybe you're just coming out of the other side. Or maybe you've narrowly avoided something, a situation like that. But the protection is very much there. Very much there. And remember to call on Archangel Michael anytime you feel afraid or you feel like you need protection. Just call him in. Just say, Archangel Michael, can you please come in and protect me here? I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit worried. Whatever it is, don't think it's too small or that you're bothering him. He's gonna arrive. He will come and help you. Angels are not held by the bounds of space or time. They are literally anywhere they want to be at any moment. So never worry about that. Soon enough, you will be in a place where you can focus on what's important again, or on the direction you want to go in. The direction you want your life to go in. And this could be your spiritual career. It doesn't have to be like your job. Your spiritual career. But better things are coming. Better things are possible. So I want you to not worry about that. Good things are coming. Better things are coming. But you've got to rest. You've got to cleanse, clear your energy if you haven't already. Okay. Pop those two there. Let's go to our guardian angel. Goodness. Guardian angel cards now. The stand is such a pain. It's really in my way. I try so hard not to hit it all the time. Right. This is actually just a selfie ring with a phone stand attached to it. So it's a little bit unwieldy. Okay, let's find out what messages your angels have for you. Star. Yes. Didn't we just have the star card? Am I going mad? Star, expression and prayer. Believe in yourself. You are a wonder of creation. Wash away all fear and discover you're a shining star. Allow all around you to just be. Let go of trying to control life, for the light of your soul will guide you always toward love. Remember, stars are born through explosions of love. Love illuminates all things. Never forget you are truly a shining star. Having these orangey colours coming out here, resonating with the sacral chakra. Expression. Express how you feel, clearly, lovingly, and honestly, without fear or judgment. Say it exactly like it is. All will heal when you express to others how you truly feel. Trust in the power of life to guide you and heal all concerned. Self-expression is liberating and healing. Yes, it is. And prayer. Dear guardian angel, help me dissolve past guilt or regret. Help me to see that all is always in perfect and divine order. Help me to let go of the fear that I project on my future. Help me to live fully within each precious moment and feel your eternal love within and around me. Help me to realize and fulfill my true potential. Thank you. Beautiful. Wow. Okay, my pal threes. Some very interesting messages there. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that resonated for some people. Please do remember to like the video, leave me a comment, let me know which bits resonated for you. Of course, you can watch one or all of the other readings in this reading as well. If you're drawn to any of them, please do let me know which ones you've watched. And in the meantime, I will see you very soon. Take very good care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello, my pal fours. You chose the cards with the Selenite crystal. So selenite connected to the moon cycles and to women's health, and also to the goddess. Very powerful crystal. This is one that I actually use to connect to the angelic realms as well when I'm doing my angelic healing, which you can actually book with me from my website, angelwingsholistics.com. Link is in the description below. That's available worldwide on Zoom. So selenite, that's spelled with an S, isn't it? Like Selene, the moon goddess. Just trying to find. I normally have this open, and I was a little bit unprepared for you for some reason. I'm usually way more prepared. I have the Crystal Bible here. We're going to look up selenite, see what else Judy has to tell us about it. Selenite, lovely. Look at that. So, very fine vibration, brings clarity of mind, opens the crown and higher crown chakras. Oh, interesting. So we're going super high vibrational with our selenite. It's a link to the light body. Wow, helps to anchor it into the earth vibration. Very calming, protective. You can grid your house with it. Very ancient stone as well, but one of the most powerful for the new vibration on earth at the moment, for this new energy that we're moving into with the age of Aquarius that's coming up. So that's probably why it's so popular. It's very popular with witches, and then you kind of see it in like the witchy and esoteric shops. Very popular. But remember not to get it wet because it's water soluble. That would not be ideal. Okay. Mentally clears confusion, aids in seeing the deeper picture. Interesting. Okay. So it brings us clarity and helps to calm emotions as well. Let's pop our selenite there and have a look at our angel cards. We have Hello from Heaven, Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. Claircognizance. I feel like this is going to be quite a high vibrational reading. I think we've got all my psychics and mediums and mystics in this group. So hi guys. Claircognizance, Archangel Uriel. Pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you as they are answered prayers. So there's a lot of spiritual energy, a lot of psychic energy here. So some of you may be mediums, psychics, you know, you may already work in the spiritual field. Maybe you read cards, you play with crystals like I do. You do some sort of mystical or healing work, or you may just be a student of the universe, much like I am. So that's very, very beautiful energy. So there's certainly a message here that Spirit wish to communicate with you. There is reassurance for those of you who have lost someone or people. You may be struggling with hoping that they're okay on the other side. And it is, of course, very reassuring to know that everything's all right. Everything is safe and well on the other side. They are fine. They are no longer in pain. They are no longer struggling, no longer suffering. Okay. Very strong message that a lot of divine inspiration is coming here for you as well. Claircognizance is divine knowing. So it's just something that you just know or just comes to you, and you don't know why necessarily or where it's come from, but you just know it. Similar to clairvoyance, where you might actually see a vision of something, clairaudience, where you might hear something or hear a word or a voice or a sound. Claircognizance is just kind of a knowing or a thought that just pops in out seemingly out of nowhere, but of course not out of nowhere, coming from above, coming from your angels, from your higher self, which I feel you're probably quite connected to with the selenite here. But it's possible you're having trouble speaking up for yourself. I just had to pause the camera to cough. I had a bit of a dry cough there. Had some more water. You may be struggling to be heard at the moment, or maybe people aren't listening to you, or maybe you're not listening to your guides. Maybe you're not listening to the wisdom coming through. But there's certainly an issue to do with communication that's coming up strongly for me here for my group 4s. Of course, this is a group reading, so it's going to be a slightly different situation for everybody. However, I want you to be aware of your throat chakra, aware that there could be some kind of imbalance or blockage around there at the moment. And that can happen just because someone else isn't listening to you. You know, you could be trying to tell somebody something till you're blue in the face, and if they're not listening, your throat chakra can really take a beating. It can really get out of whack, really get out of balance. So I love it when they're cheeky like this. I just pulled the balance card. So yes, I was about to say, let's pull some cards and see what messages we have. Well, clearly balance is a message. So it could be your throat chakra or other elements, other aspects of yourself which are currently out of balance. Elements of your life which are currently out of balance. So where do we need to bring that balance back in so that you can be spiritually balanced, emotionally balanced, mentally balanced, physically balanced? You know, maybe you need to go to the chiropractor or have surgery because you've got one leg longer than the other, or you know, you might be struggling with something physical with your ears, or it's certainly a question of balance. I feel in this group there is something to be looked at here, and that's not the first time the balance cards have come out. So if you're drawn to another pile, there could be messages there for you as well. But certainly I feel for my pile 4s, it's a way of finding a way to balance yourself with one foot in this world and one foot in the higher realms as well. That could be a big part of your message as well, learning how to be both, how to integrate the two, you know, rather than, we're not just straddling worlds. The generations who are here with us now, we're not just straddling worlds. We are trying to learn how to live in both at the same time and integrate the two. We are essentially knitting them together, knitting the higher vibrations together with the earth vibration to lift everything up. Yeah, that's how I see it. We are the soldiers. We are the stitches beginning to hold the two worlds together so that they can grow together and heal together. Just like if you have a wound and you have to stitch the sides of it together so they grow back together again. It's not pretty work. It's difficult and it can be painful, but it is necessary. And it is part of humanity's evolution right now that there is this large number of soul groups who are doing this work of learning how to exist both in the higher realms, in the higher energies, and here on earth at the same time, and bringing the two together. Bringing the two together. It's not that one's better than the other, it's that they need to come together. It's a great coming together of worlds, of energies. That's very important and very necessary as we move into the new energies. Yeah. Learning to live the spiritual life on earth. And not in the way that we used to, not like, you know, shutting yourself off in a monastery or a nunnery or something, going, oh, look at me, I'm so spiritual, I'm going to go off and do my spiritual work in this temple and I don't have to worry about having a job. It doesn't work for us anymore, does it? I wish it did. I've often been tempted to go and, you know, well, not tempted because the opportunity isn't there, but I've often thought it would be very nice, very tempting to go and live as a priestess somewhere. Live that gorgeous spiritual life of contemplation. So we have manifestation, forgiveness, listening, signs, harmony, of course, which goes with balance, healing. Oh my goodness, you have a lot of work on. And answered prayer. I feel like you're a real spiritual soldier, like you've been doing a lot of work. You've been trying to help a lot of people, to bring a lot of calm and peace to the world, but also helping others to feel heard. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why you're struggling with feeling heard, because you're too busy listening to everyone else, and maybe you're prioritizing other people's needs over your own when you shouldn't be. Okay, so I'm not talking about with your children necessarily, but sometimes we put other people's needs, desires, wants, comfort way above our own, particularly us women. We have a terrible habit of doing that to our detriment. And there are habits that we are breaking right now. The soul's incarnated right now. We are breaking those old habits. And of course, there will be resistance because there were those who benefited from us doing that. And they no longer benefit from it, and they don't want that changed. But change is necessary. So I feel like I have a lot of healers in this group with the healing card as well. This is a very powerful group. Manifestation, healing, yeah. I see you guys. I see you. So I do want to say, please be aware of the signs that are being sent to you by your spirit guides, by your angels at the moment, which are specifically designed to help you uplift humanity, because you have a very important spiritual role here on Earth at the moment. Whether you realise it or not, you absolutely have. And it might feel frustrating at times if you're trying to do other things as well. If you're trying to hold down a full-time job or be a parent or, you know, whatever it is you're doing. It might feel like a lot. It might feel like you've got a lot on your plate right now. And again, that balance, that harmony in your life is what you need to find. And how you can best lead others is by actually embodying and living that combination of spiritual and mundane. You can lead by example. I think that's the point here. It's not that you have to come up with a system to sell people. It's just lead by example. Just do the thing. And other people will see it. Other people will watch. They will be inspired by your example. Other people will learn through watching you. They will learn through energetically feeling what you're doing through the energy grid. We are all connected. Things that you do impact on other people as well. If you start doing something, other people will start doing it as well, because they will feel it through the grid, even if they're not seeing you do it, even if they don't know you. That's important work, and I think we underestimate how important our work is to find the balance within ourselves, to find that way to live in our truth and authenticity, that true spiritual life. Being true to all aspects of self, not denying who we are, living authentically. And I know that became a bit of a buzzword in certain businesses, like kind of 10, 15 years ago. It was all, oh, I run a heart-centered business. Oh, I come from authenticity. And it was just kind of new spiel for sales, for people trying to take the new and fit it into the old. And actually, we need to do it the other way around. It's like people were discovering, and I've watched this over the past 25 odd years, people were discovering their healing abilities. They were discovering new modalities, spirituality, psychic abilities, and they were taking all of that and packaging it up and then selling it, but in a very old-fashioned energy, in a very old, dark energy. And it worked to a point because people made money from it. But as time moves on, that's not going to work. We have to find a new way to do things. We can't take the new knowledge and package it up in the old ways. Okay? We need to step away from the old ways, the old energy, and find new ways of doing things that don't necessarily look like selling things. Although, you know, I have to sell things, I have to survive, I have to live. We all do. But as time goes on, we will find other ways of manifesting that which we need, manifesting the abundance, the growth, the support, the stuff that we need. It's going to look different. It's going to be different. It's not going to look like the 9 to 5, because that isn't sustainable. That's not a good model. That was brought in to put humanity in chains. To be fair, it was just switching from one set of chains to another, but it's still servitude. It's not where we're supposed to be. Humanity is not supposed to be enslaved. Humanity is not supposed to be in servitude. We are supposed to be free. We are supposed to be these vast spiritual galactic beings that we're not being allowed to be right now. And we have to find ways to be that so that we can break those chains. We need to be it first, and then the systems will fall apart. It's not a case of break the system and then come up with a new idea. No, we need to embody the new energy first, and the system will naturally break and fall away. Just like a snake shedding its skin. The snake doesn't think, well, I'd like to grow. I'd like to get a bit bigger and fatter and longer. So I guess I'm going to have to find a way to take this layer of skin off. But no, the skin isn't ready to come off at that point. It happens naturally as the growth happens from within, and then the skin just kind of splits and dries and falls off. And it doesn't necessarily feel very pleasant, because I know snakes get very grumpy when they go through that kind of transition and metamorphosis. But that's the only way to do it. And I think as time goes on, you will be shown ways to do it with the answer to prayer and the signs. I feel like your guides are trying to teach you how to do this. And I feel like this could be a message for me as well. Very often when I'm reading for others, I end up giving myself messages, and I'm like, oh, that was for me. So we will learn how to do this. We will bring the changes into the world that need to be brought in, but we will do it through living it rather than trying to destroy systems before we know what we're going to replace them with. Okay? Just remember that the snake sheds its skin naturally. It doesn't have to think about, well, I wonder if I can unzip this thing. Make myself laugh. Okay. just imagining a snake going, just take this off. Okay. A bit of a silly energy coming through here. I love it. Right. Forgiveness. This is a big part of it as well. I feel a big part of the message here is learning to forgive those who have come before us, those who are in charge now. Because they don't realise what they're doing. It is the message of forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Because they genuinely don't. With very few exceptions. The majority of people right now incarnated on Earth don't realise the harm they're doing to themselves, to others. On a spiritual level, they don't realise that they are propagating and protecting these dark systems that do us harm, that prevent us from growth. That try to tell us magic isn't real, astrology isn't real, it's all a load of rubbish, energy isn't real. And yet physicists will tell you that energy is real. They will actually, quantum physics will agree with us on most of this stuff. But that's okay, because that's scientists. You're not allowed to do it. You haven't got a special badge or a piece of paper with someone else's signature on it saying that you can do science. Oh, hallowed scientists. Okay. It's quite funny because very often I'll hear things on the television. Oh, scientists have discovered da-da-da-da-da to do with the world and the universe. And I'm like, tell me something I didn't know. It's silly. So there is a need for forgiveness here, and not to be too angry with the people who really seem to be messing the world up right now. Either accidentally or on purpose. And a lot of people are doing it wantonly or negligently. And that can be really, really hard for the sensitive souls who are here to basically help humanity to ascend, to progress. That can be really hard for us to deal with. It can be very, very challenging for us to cope with living in such a harsh time. And we are living in a difficult era, a difficult epoch. This is not an easy time to be incarnated. This is tough. We came here to work. We came here to put in the effort. That's why I've referred to this group as soldiers spiritually, because you are. You may not carry guns. I mean, some of you might, but not for spiritual work. I don't think there's such a thing as a spiritual gun. Not that I know of. But we are putting in the work. Maybe bees is a better word for it. Playfulness, yes. And we mustn't lose touch with that gentle, playful energy, that the energy that sees the wonder in all things, that knows that everything is beautiful and that everything comes from God. I'm just going to do a little bit of covering up of my cherubs here because the algorithm or the AI, whatever it is, that picks up on nudity. To remember not to take life too seriously, because no one's getting out alive. And that can be a big challenge right now for the, well, what we used to call light workers, what I call integration workers. Those of us trying to integrate the light and shadow, to do our healing work, to understand the deeper aspects of self, of spirituality, to help humanity to ascend. That is important work. Very important work. I'm liking those messages. Okay. So let's bring in a couple of tarot cards. We have the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot by Radley Valentine. Let's bring in a couple of these. See what other messages our guides and angels would like to bring us. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's bring in a couple of these little angel cards. Oh, I thought I was going to say outstanding. She says understanding. But I also want to say outstanding. Outstanding work. You've done really, really well. Congratulations. And obedience. What does obedience mean to you? Obedience to what? Obedience to whom? Ooh. What outdated things are we being obedient to, where we need to be spiritual rebels? Certainly deeper levels of understanding, inner standing coming through. Knowledge. Knowing when to stand up for what's wrong and what's right. That's going to be a part of our collective path moving forwards as well. Knowing when to stand up and say no. And it's okay if you don't get it right first time. You know, you might get it wrong. Go, oh, what did I stand up for that for? Actually, I don't believe in that anymore. Well, that's okay. You learnt something. Page of Earth. Now, is that the third time that's come out or the fourth time? I'm not sure. This card has come out so much today. Absolutely crazy the number of times this card has been out. Clearly a message for pretty much everyone then. So there's a lot for us to learn, and a lot for us to learn in Earth School, because we are all students essentially right now in this school that we call Earth, that we call our planet, that we call life, that we call being human. We're all learning. We're all at the page level spiritually. None of us are masters. Especially not who call themselves masters. If someone tells you they're a master or an expert, or run the other way. Be very cautious of people who want to announce themselves and put themselves on pedestals and demand that others worship them. Oh, look at me, I've got a big hat and robes, therefore I know more about spirituality than you do, and I'm going to stand at this table here with all of this gold and expensive stuff and say things in a language you don't really understand very well, and that makes me closer to God. Because like hell it does. Bullshit. Renewal, yes. Page of Fire, yes. Learning through our spirit's fire and passion. That's what we are doing. We are learning through our spiritual fire, through our spiritual passion. We are learning how to bring the new earth to bear, to birth this new earth that we are all intended to live on, that we are all living here already, but she hasn't been birthed yet. and we are doing that difficult work of labour. And it is labour, but it takes time. You know, pregnancy takes time. You don't just get pregnant and poof, baby. It takes time, and it's uncomfortable. It's not necessarily very pleasant. And we talk about pregnancy being a time of glowing and looking wonderful, but actually, you know, a lot of women are just surviving it. They're just getting through by the skin of their teeth. There could be a connection there. Some of you may actually work in fertility or women's health, or advocate for women. Maybe some of you are pregnant, having children, recently given birth, or going too soon. But there is this message very strongly of helping the new world, the new earth, to be born. And we are in this learning phase right now, humanity, but we are also here to be warriors to bring it about, spiritual warriors. And most of the time that does not mean doing anything physical or causing physical harm. It may mean standing up to systems, to politics, to people who would do us harm, and showing others the way. And with the Page of Fire, look at her staff. She will lead the way. And that is our job, to lead the way, to continue to lead the way, and to continue to learn as well, because we're only, a couple of steps ahead away from the next person. We don't necessarily know all the things. We're still learning. We're still growing. And as we learn and grow, I feel that our abundance will learn and grow with us. Interesting choice of words. Thank you. So financially, I think you will see an increase as well. And that might seem like a strange thing to say on a very, very spiritual, esoteric reading, but it is necessary right now. I feel like more spiritual and financial resources will find their way to you, because your angels are listening to you. They know what you need, and they'll make sure you have it at the right moment. Okay, let's bring in some guardian angel cards. Get some more messages from your angels. See what else they would like to say. All the cards want to come out today. Relax and oneness. Wow. There is plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life. Love. Basically kind of sums up everything I've been saying. I like that. Oneness. Someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. So again, this could be coming from the other side. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually those we love can never leave us. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. That's such a beautiful message to end on. Thank you so much for joining me, my pile fours. If you feel drawn to another pile or to all of them, please, of course, do go and watch those piles. Please remember to leave me a comment to let me know which piles you watched, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can book a session with me if you would like a reading or healing session at angelwingsholistics.com. The link is below. Look out for scammers. I won't be contacting you or telling you to WhatsApp me. Unless you've already contacted me. Please take very good care of yourselves, my dears. I'll see you very soon.